Hello.
Hey, gossip aficionados. Welcome back to the juiciest corner of the internet, where we dive into the most scandalous stories of your favorite public figures. Today, we are spilling the tea on Nikki Hailey, the former American ambassador to the United Nations and potential running mate for 2024. But let's be real, we are hoping she doesn't get picked. Buckle up, because we are about to dissect 3 of her biggest scandals. And remember, this is coming from a proud Republican voter who's all in for Trump.
So I think there is something in the air about generational change. But look, if everyone's going to run on these policies...
This was the one specific time that Rob Godfrey told me that I could have an availability with the governor.
First up, let's talk about Nikki Hailey's stance on Palestine. During her tenure as U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Hailey was notorious for her unwavering support of Israel and her dismissive attitude toward Palestinian rights. She vehemently opposed any resolutions that criticized Israel, earning her a reputation as one of the most pro-Israel voices in American politics. This stance alienated many, as it seemed to disregard the plight of the Palestinian people entirely. Hailey's one-sided approach to the Israel-Palestine conflict raised eyebrows and questions about her diplomatic judgment. By refusing to acknowledge the legitimate grievances of the Palestinians, she undermined America's role as a fair mediator in the Middle East. This kind of bias does not align with putting America first, as it disregards the broader implications of peace and stability in the region.
And you're probably going to have to let this play out.
As Republicans who support Trump, we expect our leaders to prioritize America's interests and maintain balanced foreign policies. Hailey's failure to do so in the Israel-Palestine conflict is a glaring example of why she should not be considered for a prominent position in the next administration. We need someone who can see the bigger picture and act in America's best interests, not just pander to one side.
If we look back at his previous tenure as well...
Next on our list is Hailey's controversial involvement with Boeing. After resigning as governor of South Carolina, she joined the board of directors for Boeing, a major employer in her state. This move was widely criticized as a blatant conflict of interest. During her time as governor, Hailey had championed Boeing's expansion in South Carolina, offering significant tax breaks and incentives to the company.
Boeing has nominated Hailey to serve on...
The optics of Hailey cashing in on her political connections by joining Boeing's board are terrible. It's the kind of swampy behavior that Trump supporters despise.
And I think I can reach that next generation.
Instead of draining the swamp, Hailey seemed to dive right into it, using her political influence for personal gain. This kind of behavior erodes trust in public officials and highlights the need for leaders who are truly committed to serving the people, not their own wallets.
It may be bankrupt to him.
For those of us who support Trump, Hailey's actions with Boeing are a clear red flag. We need leaders who prioritize transparency and accountability, not those who exploit their positions for personal benefit. Hailey's cozy relationship with Boeing is a prime example of the kind of cronyism that has no place in the Trump administration.
When they meet in April, Boeing CEO said the company will...
Finally, let's talk about Hailey's overall foreign policy proposals. While serving as UN ambassador, her hawkish stance often put her at odds with the more pragmatic and America-first approach that Trump advocates. Hailey has been a vocal proponent of interventionist policies, supporting aggressive actions against countries like Iran and Syria. This approach is a stark contrast to Trump's more cautious and strategic foreign policy. Hailey's inclination towards military intervention and her failure to prioritize diplomatic solutions undermine America's interests. Her aggressive posturing not only risks unnecessary conflicts, but also drains American resources and distracts from more pressing domestic issues. This is not the kind of leadership we need as we look to the future.
We're going to continue to see issues. Now,
as loyal Trump supporters, we know that America first means focusing on our own country's needs and avoiding entanglement in endless foreign conflicts. Hailey's track record on foreign policy shows that she is not aligned with this vision. We need leaders who will keep us out of unnecessary wars and put American interests above all else.
That put us in this point. And so when you talk
Every
about
day that I was at the
There you have it, folks. From her biased stance on Palestine to her scandalous ties with Boeing and her reckless foreign policy proposals, Nikki Hailey has shown that she is not the right choice for Trump's running mate. Stay tuned for more juicy gossip, and remember, America deserves better leadership, and Trump is the man for the job.
when it comes to refugees, we have to remember those that we have always tried to
I hope you liked this video.
persecuted for any
If you
reason. I
did,
will give a
make sure to
personal story
subscribe,
that my
as I will
husband,
continue
when he
posting
was
only the
deployed to
best celebrity
Afghanistan,
and K-pop
there
videos.
were two
This was
interpreters
Watch
that
Wave,
kept his
and
unit
until
safe,
next time,
and they
have a
kept
good
them,
one.
without harm. When it was time for that unit to leave, those two interpreters